Heute lernen wir den Dativ und dazu habe ich eine PowerPoint vorbereitet. Also schauen wir mal. Der Dativ ist der dritte Fall, den wir lernen. Wir kennen schon den Nominativ und den Akkusativ. Ja, der Nominativ ist sozusagen unser Default. Ja, der Mann, die Frau, das Haus. Ja, das ist für das Subjekt. Der Akkusativ ist für das direkte Objekt. Ja, der Mann wird zu den Mann. Oder die Frau bleibt die Frau. Das Kind bleibt das Kind. Ja, nur maskulin Singular, der wird den oder ein wird einen. So, der Dativ ist der dritte Fall. Der Dativ ist für das indirekte Objekt, ja, zum Beispiel. Aber auch es gibt Dativverben. Okay? So, es gibt verschiedene Vokabeln, die immer im Dativ benutzt werden. So, wir schauen uns mal hier diese Beispiele an. Wir sehen hier, das gefällt mir nicht, ja, von der Fashion Police, ja, wir sagen mal, I don't like that, ja, das gefällt mir nicht. Wo ist der Dativ hier? Genau, hier ist der Dativ, in dem Pronomen, ja, so, that I don't like, yeah, it's in English you don't have the dative, so, but in German we do, and with the verb gefallen, which is one of the verbs you're learning a little more about this chapter as well, we are required to use the dative. So something is not of your liking, basically, okay? Das gefällt mir nicht. Here's another example. Passen mir die Schuhe? Do the shoes fit me? So here, we actually have a clear dative again in the personal pronoun, and you have it in English too. Me, it's not I, right? I is the subject, me is the case, yeah? And in German it's mir, the dative. Wir kennen auch den Dativ schon, wir haben ihn schon vorher gesehen, ohne darüber nachzudenken. So we saw it before without thinking about it. In the phrase, wie geht es dir? Und wir sagen dann, mir geht es gut. Or in the formal way, wie geht es Ihnen? And again, mir geht es gut. Wir sehen den Dativ schon in Phrasen, die wir schon benutzen. Also, noch einmal. One more time. Der Dativ wird benutzt für das indirekte Objekt. Indirect Objects. Ja? Ich gebe dem Mann die Tasche. You couldn't just say, ich gebe die Tasche, I give the bag. You kind of want to know whom are you giving it to, right? So the question we're asking ourselves for the dative now is not who or what, but whom. Yeah? And in English you would say, I give the bag to the man, right? In German we don't need the to. We don't need a zu, okay? Because it's already included in that dative article in this case. I give to the man the bag. In German, the dem includes that because it's the case that we see it. Okay? So there are other ways where we do need the dative, and some are with certain verbs or expressions. So for example, we have danken, gefallen, gehören, glauben, helfen, passen, schmecken, stehen. When we think about what they mean, then it kind of makes sense that we do need a dative. Danken means to thank. Whom do you thank for what, right? You would ask yourself. So you need a whom and maybe a what, but the whom is more important. Ich danke dir. I'm thanking you, right? Gefallen, we saw that right here. Das gefällt mir nicht. To like or to be pleased by something. Gehören, to belong to. In English we need again the to. This belongs to me. In German you don't need it. Das gehört mir. We don't need the zu. So that's super easy actually in German. Glauben, to believe, right? Ich glaube dir. I believe you. Helfen, to help. I help you. Passen, we had that in this example right here. Fit, yeah. Do the shoes fit me? So fit. something fits someone, right? Schmecken, to taste, okay? Das schmeckt mir. I like that. It tastes good. And in German, it's just a little different than in English. So you may want to just memorize that phrase. Oh, das schmeckt mir gut. That tastes good to me. Stehen. And in this case, we're not meaning to stand. We mean actually to suit. This suits you well. Das steht dir gut. So there are some dative verbs that just require the dative. So you just got to know, oh, this is a dative verb. Or whenever you find a new word and it has an indication such as dative verb, then you know, oh, I got to use it with the dative. So again, basically used for the indirect objects. And then there are some verbs or expressions that just require the dative because they do need this indirect object, right? The whom or the person that, basically the receiver of an action. And then also, just like with the accusative, we have some prepositions that just simply require us to use the dative. So we remember some of the accusative prepositions, durch, gegen, für, just a couple to mention here. Here's some more, okay? So aus, außer, bei, mit, nach, seit, von, zu. All of these require the dative. And why is there a couple dancing? Because you can make a little song, and I'm not going to try sing it, but I'm going to try in some way, where you can use the Donald song to memorize those prepositions. Yeah, aus, außer, bei, mit, nach. I can't do it. See, so but you can look it up on YouTube. I'm sure there's a link on YouTube where you can find that waltz rhythm to go along with those prepositions in German. And then you can practice them. Or you just memorize aus, außer, bei, mit, nach, seit, von, zu. Always dative. Okay. Let's look at a little more things here. So the dative is for indirect objects. Imagine the following. Du reist mit 1.000.000 Euro in den Urlaub und kaufst deinen Freunden viele Mitbringsel. First of all, do we have in this wonderful sentence a dative? Maybe we break everything down and look at all the elements. What's our subject in this sentence? Exactly, we want to look at the beginning usually. Subject, verb, right? Verb conjugation towards the subject, du reist. Now, oh, we get this. Von, mit, bei, aus, außer, seit, nach, zu. Mit is one of those prepositions that we just looked at. So this mit requires the following object to show the dative. Now here's the object. Mit 1.000.000 Euro. Should be 1.000.000 Euro in the default, in nominative, right? But we have mit, so it turns into einer. Okay? So die turns into der, or eine turns into einer. That's important. Alright, so du reist mit 1.000.000 Euro in den Urlaub und kaufst deinen Freunden viele Mitbringsel. Here we have in den Urlaub. In is not one of those prepositions, so we don't care. So this is another object, locational object, where we're going into the to vacation, in vacation, on vacation in English. And you buy, again, here's the second verb. Oops, verb should be not the other way around. There we go. Again, we don't need the du because it's still the same subject and we're just connecting with und, right? Und kaufst deinen Freunden viele Mitbringsel. Aha, so what are you buying? Whom? Exactly, this is the dative. Whom are we buying something? Your friends. Okay? We see the deine Freunde, as it is in the plural nominative or even accusative, becomes deinen, and then here Freunden. So we add an N, basically, for the plural form in the dative. And then this is just simply an accusative object. Viele Mitbringsel, what are we bringing them? A lot of souvenirs. Okay, and then obviously we need the dative when we're actually splitting that up. Whom are we buying what? Was kaufst du wem? What do you buy whom? Was kaufst du dem Mann? What do you buy for the man? Hier ist der Mann. Oder was kaufst du deinem Mann? You could ask, right? Your man, your husband. And then the answer would be, ich kaufe meinem Mann eine Hose. So, what we're seeing here is basically that the change in a masculine, der Mann, we know, becomes now dem Mann. This should be a D. Dem Mann. Nominative. Now what's accusative again? Accusative would be den, right? Would be accusative. And now dative is the dem. As we see also here in the possessive and deinem Mann. We remember we have to adjust the possessive ending towards the case and the gender and the number, in this case, masculine singular dative. Oh, here, meinem Mann, eine Hose. We also have the direct object and die Hose, accusative, eine Hose. It doesn't change. Was kaufst du der Frau? Oh, we see already. Die Frau, nominative, becomes der Frau in the dative. So it looks like a masculine, but it's just a case. We know that because we know kaufen is a dative verb. So der Frau. Was kaufst du deiner Frau? Ich kaufe meiner Frau einen Pullover. Meiner oder deiner, because it's die Frau and now dative er ending. And pullover here is masculine singular and it's the accusative object. So we need to adjust the einen right here for showing the accusative. Was kaufst du dem Kind? Now here is das Kind. We also see das turns into dem, just like der turns into dem. We can say again also, was kaufst du deinem Kind? Ich kaufe meinem Kind ein T-Shirt. So, hier ist dann noch einmal die Tabelle. Die müsst ihr lernen, auswendig lernen, sehr wichtig. So, wir haben maskulin, dem, oder einem oder keinem, meinem, diesem, Mann zum Beispiel, oder dem Studenten. Then we see that this one actually includes an en ending, also for the singular. Feminine, der, keiner, oder einer, meiner, dieser Frau. Neither dem, einem oder keinem, meinem, diesem Kind. And the plural, den, keinen, because we can't have einen, meinen, and diesen, Männern, Frauen, Kindern, whatever, and we add an N here at the end, and here we don't do that if there's already an N, as in Studenten in the plural. So note, jeder, every, and alle, all, follow the pattern of dieser and welcher. Dieser, like all these der words as we call them, if you recall that from last semester. But watch out, Achtung, nouns in the singular do not normally take an ending, except for the special masculine nouns that take an N or en in the accusative as well. So nominative, der Kunde, becomes an accusative, den Kunden, and in the dative it keeps that and is dem Kunden. Der Student, den Studenten, or dem Studenten. So there's some masculine singular words that do take that N or en ending. Okay, so watch out for those. But it's really just a matter of, watching out for it and making sure you adjust it. Then, in the dative plural, all nouns add N to the plural ending, unless the plural already ends in N, as in Studenten, we had that example, right? Der Student becomes in plural Studenten, so it already has an N, so we can't add another N, right? But Männer, for example, the plural of Mann, as we see right here, adds the N. Frauen, however, already has the N, so we don't need to add it, right? And then we have those that might also end in an S in the plural, and there this doesn't happen, yeah, because we can't have Autosen, yeah. It's Autos and then it stays Autos, Handys and it stays Handys. Alrighty? Und hier, ja, arbeiten Sie mit einem Partner. Naja, wir brauchen keinen Partner. Wenn ihr einen Partner habt, das ist okay. Yeah, if you have a partner, it's fine. If you don't, you can just do this on your own. And tell your Kommilitonen, ja, sagt den Kommilitonen, was ihr wem aus dem Urlaub mitbringt. Yeah, so tell to your fellow classmates what you all are bringing from vacation to whom. Okay? So, zum Beispiel, ja, ich bringe meiner Mutter eine Mütze mit. Ich kaufe meinem Vater ein Sakko mit. Oops, what should be this? This should be same word as here, right? Bringe, because we have the separate prefix mit at the end. Ja, ich bringe bla 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 mit. Ich bringe bla 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 mit. Okay? Und sagen wir, wenn ihr keinen Partner habt, ja, es ist okay, aber schreibt 5 Sätze. Ja? Ins Forum. Forum zu dem Dativ. Okay, schauen wir nochmal hier. Ja, wir sehen nochmal ein paar Beispiele. Laura zum Beispiel kauft ihrer Mutter ein Kleid. Ja, wir haben Subjekt, Verb, indirektes Objekt, direktes Objekt. Laura schenkt ihrer Mutter ein Kleid. Subjekt, Verb, indirektes Objekt, direktes Objekt. As in English, many German verbs take both a direct object and an indirect object. Yeah, because what do you say? Laura kauft ihrer Mutter. You want to know what, right? Same thing as like, Laura kauft ein Kleid. For whom? Yeah? The direct object and the accusative will usually be a thing. We see that here. We were buying something, we were giving something to someone, right? So it's something material, maybe. And the indirect object in the dative will normally be a person. In this case, we have the Mutter, yeah? So it's a receiver of an action. So here's some more verbs that take the 2 objects in German. So we have, for example, empfehlen, to recommend. Jemandem etwas empfehlen. You're recommending something to someone. Geben. You're giving something to someone. Schicken. You're sending something to someone. Schenken. You're giving a present to or something to someone. Zeigen. You're showing something to someone. Kaufen. You're buying something for someone. Bringen. You bring something for someone. Yeah, and the jemandem, we see the dem here in the end. That's the dative. Shows us the dative. Wem is the question. Whom. Yeah? Versus the accusative, the was, etwas, the something, what. Note, this is important, the dative object precedes the accusative object when the accusative object is a noun. So if you have the actual word, ein Kleid, so for example. The dative object follows the accusative object when the direct object is a personal pronoun. So if ein Kleid would be substituted with es. Now we have these 2 differences here. It's the same object, but in one case we're actually mentioning the dress, versus here we're just saying it, because it might already be implied, it might have been mentioned before, you're holding it in your hand and you're showing it while you're talking. So there are different ways of saying the same thing, but you have to watch for your order. So let's look at these 3 examples. First example is we have all the elements, we're mentioning them. Laura schenkt ihrer Mutter ein Kleid. Yeah? We have ihrer Mutter and we have ein Kleid. We mention all the important elements. Yeah? We have the person who does something, Laura, subject. Yeah? Schenken, the verb. Whom, ihrer Mutter. What, ein Kleid. Now we're substituting the dress because we've already mentioned it or something, right? Laura schenkt es ihrer Mutter. So now we have to actually mention it first. So we switch the order and we substitute ein Kleid with es because it's neuter singular. And if we have both substituted, then we still have that little switch. Laura schenkt es ihr. Okay, macht die zweite Response-Aktivität, ja, benutzt 3 Verben von Slide 14, ja, das ist dieses Slide, 3 Verben, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 haben wir, so sagen wir 1, 2, 3, ja, welches du willst, das ist egal, pick 3, und formuliere je 3 Beispielsätze, ja, 3, this should be flipped, formulate 3 example sentences just like here. Full, you have all elements, you're substituting the direct object, and you're substituting both. And again, post it to the forum. Dativ. Und das ist alles zum Dativ erst einmal. Ja, also lernt den Dativ, übt fleißig. Und dann mache ich noch eine andere PowerPoint zu gefallen und zu geben und dann auch noch zu den inseparable prefix verbs.